Welcome to Coops DFS. Today's Wednesday, February 21st, and it is the start of the MLS soccer season. We've got our first game tonight, Miami FC versus Real Salt Lake, which I'm going to be breaking down and building a showdown lineup on Draftkings. So let's jump right into the video, but also like and subscribe this channel because I'm going to be breaking down the 11-game Saturday slate with a full video there. So let's jump right in. I think this is the much talked about game where you've got Messi teaming up with his old pal Suarez. And I think the first thing people are going to do is say, how can I fit Messi on the team? So you can see the prices here. And if you're on the captain spot, which you get one, that gives you 1.5 times points. And I think the standard thing people are going to try to do is see how they can fit Leo Messi into their captain, which is going to cost you $18,000. So I'm going to build a lineup. I'll show you what that looks like and where you're limited to going that route. And then I'll pivot a little bit. But let's say we put Messi in the captain spot. We've got 6,400 left over. I think when you look at Miami FC, this can be interesting because some new players joining the team. And when you've got a lot of superstars like that, I've seen to where it takes a little bit of time to gel in other sports. And I think we've seen that a little bit in the preseason and friendlies that Miami have been playing in, to where they're having some difficulty scoring goals and gelling, so they're still trying to figure that out. But when you look at Leo Messi, I think the two players that you're going to try to want to get in with Messi, if we filter Miami, I really like Gressel. I really also, let's see here. Suarez is probably too expensive at 10,004, especially if we've got Messi in there. I think you can make a case for Farias, putting him in your lineup, but man, you're going to try to have to find some salary relief somewhere on here because we've kind of used up a lot just right there on our attacking trio. So you're going to have to come down and say, where can I get some salary relief? Maybe you go goalkeeper, maybe you look at defense. A great website that I like to use is Sofa Score right here. So clicking over here, you can see they kind of build out the lineups. These aren't official, so don't take this as they're officially starting yet. You're going to want to check the lineups closer to kickoff to see who's starting and who's not. And obviously the best advice, if they're not in the lineup, don't start them. But this kind of gives you an idea of what sides of the pitch they might play on, who can link up with each other. So you can see if we've got Messi in here. That's why I like Gressel on the same side. You can look at someone defense. You can look at Calendar, the goalkeeper, if you're trying to get some salary relief, or come over to the Real Salt Lake side to try to get some salary relief. But it's really going to limit your options on what you can do when you have Messi in the captain spot and a couple other attackers from his squad. So you can go that route, but I think that's going to be pretty chalky, and that's where a lot of casual players are going to want to start at. So I'm going to clear that out. And if I'm building a lineup today for the showdown, when I look at the captain spot, if I click over here again, I like Real Salt Lake side, getting off the chalk of Miami and going a little bit different. And I like Luna a lot. So you can see Diego Luna right here. 12,300 is a lot, but when you compare that to the 18,000 you would have spent on Messi, you're getting quite a bit more that you could do with your salary going this route. So Diego Luna plays a little bit out wide, and when you build a DFS lineup, so many things can happen, but what you want to do is try to figure out, what do you think is going to happen in the game, and what do you need your players to do to get there, right? So if Diego Luna is going to be my captain, I'm thinking that he's going to score a lot of points. If he's out wide, he might score a goal, or he might swing in a cross. And if I look at who's going to be on the receiving end of that cross, that's kind of why I build my lineup around like possible scenarios. So I'm looking at Real Salt Lake, and who's going to end up on the end of his cross. I'm going to scroll up here, Arango, the center forward, $9,200. So I'm going to plug Arango in there with that link up and that partnership. I also have some more salary that I can kind of spend on some attacking players from Real Salt Lake. And I like Ruiz as well, playing in that center attacking midfield position, 8,800. And you can see I've got 3 of Real Salt Lake's top attacking players, and I still have 6,500 left over or so. So for the sake of our lineup here, we can't put all Real Salt Lake. So we do need to come back with Miami. I'm going to go with Gressel. So I do like Gressel and the ability to score points, even if he's not scoring goals. So we'll plug him in. I need some salary relief here, right? We're down to 5,600. So let me come down a little bit. And in the 4,000 range, Real Salt Lake's goalie, McMath. I think we can plug McMath in. 4,200. If you click on him, let's see what McMath has done. It's tricky for the start of a new season because you're really going off of last year's results, but you can look at the last 5 games or so, scoring, over 8 points in 3 out of his last 5 games. And they're not always clean sheets, right? But with the amount of saves, you can really rack up some points with your goalie. And if you've got Miami on the other side, you're hoping that, a few shots come in and he's got to make some saves and he can get you a bunch of points even if there's a goal to be had on the other side. So let's put McMath in there at goalie, and then that gives us about 7,100 left over. And if we scroll up here, that means we can afford Jordi Alba. I like Jordi Alba, obviously linking up with Messi. But Jordi Alba bombs in from the back as a defender, so don't let the defensive tag kind of sway you from picking up Jordi Alba. He's known to get forward and throw in a bunch of crosses and can get you some points that way. So there's my lineup. Diego Luna at captain, hooking up with Arango and Ruiz from Real Salt Lake, bringing it back with Gressel. We've got the goalie from Real Salt Lake, McMath, and then Jordi Alba to round it out. So good luck tonight. Play who you want, but put that scenario in your head. What do you think is going to happen? And then pick those players that are going to get you that path to where you need to go. I like this lineup because it gets off the chalk of Miami and gets a little bit different. So don't be afraid, especially in large tournaments like the one that I have pulled up here, to get a little bit different and get off the chalk and hopefully you can win some money tonight. So stay tuned for our next video. And until then, be safe.